This is part 1 of the eagle's nest. I'm going to try to document this pair of eagles similar to the Wood Stork Rookery I did a couple of years ago. They have already laid eggs and the female is now sitting on the eggs. I don't know how many, and even though I could fly my drone up to see, I will never do that. We'll have to wait until they hatch to see how many there are. I can't tell you where I was because I was fortunate enough to gain access through a friend of mine to this private property. This tree is out in the middle of a pasture, so I can't get all that close to it. All of these photos of the nest and eagle were taken from, according to Google Earth, a distance of about 187 yards or almost 2 football fields. So I wasn't all that close. I used my Sony a7R IV with the FE200-600 lens and I shot in APS-C mode, giving me around 24 megapixels. Not what I'm used to doing. That gave me the equivalent of 900 millimeters, but I could have used a lot more, as you can see. In full frame mode, I get 9,568 by 6,376 pixels and a file size of 117 megabytes. In APS-C mode, I get 6,272 by 4,180 pixels and a file size of only 50.8 megabytes. These images are also cropped to try and get the best image I could. I show a few other birds I saw at the end of the video. This will be a fairly short video since not much is happening except the female is all settled down in the nest. We did not see the male during the 3 hours we were there shooting. Once the babies hatch, I think we'll start seeing a lot more activity from both parents. The babies will probably be the next video unless something else happens that warrants an update. As you can see, she is barely visible when she is sitting on the eggs. Eagles build a huge sturdy nest that is obviously pretty deep because they are not a small bird. She would change position every once in a while to get more comfortable, but she sat pretty still most of the time. The wind was fairly strong, as you can see, and it kept vibrating my camera. Using 900 millimeters, it doesn't take much to make the camera move. She finally stood up after about 2.5 hours so we could all see more of her. This was taken about 11:45 a.m., and the temperature was in the upper 70s, but not really all that hot. Even at that temperature, I was getting heat waves off the pasture, and it was affecting my video, as you can see. I was using manual focus, so the focus never changed, even though it sometimes appears that it did. Shooting at long distances like this, you need to be aware that heat waves can ruin your photos as well as video. We stopped shooting about 30 minutes later. The tree was tall, but I was still shooting from ground level, so the heat waves still got to me. Even the wind didn't prevent it. When she laid back down, she faced the other direction, which also put a halt to taking any good photos of her. The wind was strong enough that it blew her tail feathers around. A cold front was moving in, and the cloud cover started to thicken, and we got streaks of light changes constantly and had to do the best we could by adjusting the shutter speed and aperture. These 2 photos show you what it was like. Now for a few of the other creatures we saw. This little blue heron landed on the fence post and looked a little tentative at first, but soon settled down and looked right at me. You know how I like those right at me shots. There were also lots of robins, which we only see in the winter and only if it's really nasty up north, and they come to Florida like all the other snowbirds. I was taking a photo of this beautiful bluebird, and he started looking a little green around the gills. I don't feel so good. I think I'm going to throw up. Blah! That's gross. I feel much better now, though. Sorry, I didn't mean for you to see that. Forgive me. Then we saw this Phoebe. I'll leave you with the eagle. Her story will continue over the next few months as she hopefully rears her young. Maybe we'll see her mate in the next video. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button, and if you want to see more of my videos, please hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate that. If you want to be notified when I post a new video, tickle that bell button. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Oh, and get out there and shoot. You can't learn to be a better photographer sitting on your couch, acting like a couch potato.